You alright? Okay. Alright, so I did get a little more of this green color fluffed when I stopped last night. I've got one little bit here that looked loose. Might not have been, but it did look a little questionable. Alright, I'm sorry we didn't manage to finish the underside last night. I really, really wanted to. But my neck and my head were starting to hurt. Oh. So. Sorry, I didn't know what the husband was up to. I was like, what are you? And I just realized what he was doing. Okay. So again, we're going to be back at it with our awkward positioning here. How are we going to do this? Chungus! Alright, I guess this is going to be the easiest way to start this bit here. I think I want some incense today. That means I need to rearrange everything here. Just everything. I don't have my wax melter out because I have the space heater. I have to have that available. Now I have to try to light this without setting Chungus on fire. This should be interesting. Sometimes these matches have a delayed reaction. And it seems like they're not going to light. And then I go to restrike it, and just as I'm about to touch the thing, it flares. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody doing alright? Stream Elements has joined us today. To make sure we acknowledge the bots. We don't want to offend them. We don't want them getting any grand ideas. Oop. Remember, I moved my drink to that side of the table. Okay. Alright, Chungus. Yeah, so I did get some more of this fluffed. I didn't get a whole lot of it fluffed. Like, I didn't fill the bag to overflowing, but definitely got some more stuff added to it. So it is Tuesday. This is a bonus day for us. We don't normally stream on Tuesday. But I am so behind on Chungus. I don't know if we'll be back tonight, because husband and I have to fix something. So, oh, you can put it with their other gifts.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna lose them and I didn't want to forget about them. He's wrapping something for me that we forgot to wrap. Now we have to try to fix an issue with our sink in the bathroom. Okay. Work on the rest of Chungy's tummy. Hoping we can at least get this done this stream. If not, I'm in all kinds of trouble. Okay. It asked for the phone number on that email form. I don't know if someone's gonna call.
Probably not.
Okay. That side looks okay. This side needs a little bit of something on it. Did that put itself out already? Yeah, it did. Son of a bitch. Can't tell if it's these sticks or the incense burner. Guys, there's so many matches on this incense burner. I'm trying to keep these sticks lit. I can't tell if it's snuffing itself out because there's not enough airflow. Well, hopefully that doesn't bang around too much. Alright. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit here. Okay. Alright, Chungus, I need to fill in this section here, because it's a little bit of a gap situation. I mean, it's a subtly light color, which is kind of what I was hoping for here. I didn't want the underside real dark. That just wouldn't do. I feel like I'm making a land before time dinosaur. I had no idea that you put Christmas Vacation on that playlist. Last night. So what are you up to?
Nothing at the moment. I was working on programming earlier, but my brain stopped working, so...
Oh, how far did you get editing?
Oh, that's right, I gotta transfer that to you.
Oh, so you're done?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we'll get this worked into here. Where am I gonna take you? I guess I'll take you kind of out this way. So I'm trying to make sure this is attached. So I know it seems like we're going over the same section, what looks to be unnecessarily excessive, but it's not really. I'm gonna make sure our underside is pretty good and attached. I'm surprised you're not sitting in Fallout so people can do your elf hunt. So are you gonna put that on the media hard drive, or?
I don't know, we'll find something.
Do you need my Seagate?
I'll just have to transfer it on something. There should be enough room on this one. I'll just put it on this one and transfer it later.
Okay. Sorry, I know that's like right under the microphone, but Don't have anywhere else to put it at the moment. Alright. Putting a little bit of water on there. Okay, so this color has so much white running through it that definitely have had to layer it up in some sections. Just to make it a little bit darker. Or at least a little more true to the color it should be. But it was really one of the better color options I could come up with that I thought would fit. I don't really have that many like lighter, paler greens. I mean, I guess we could have done slate. But I didn't really have a good accent color for it. That's okay. This color fits a bit better, I think. Even if it does mean we have to give it a little more attention to make sure it's covered. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody all right? Such a backlog of stuff I need to get to. I probably won't get the rest of Chungus put up on YouTube till after I'm done it, because I've had to do a little bit of recording off stream and I want to make sure that it gets put in the right order. I mean, I know I can always go back in and put it in the correct order later, but I'd rather it get put up in order, kind of thing. That way there's no real confusion with it. Just have some water sitting off to the side. Okay. So view's going to be a little obstructed here for just a minute. So that we can get these seams filled in. As best as we can. So we're doing our impression of a helicopter. Okay. Alright. Come here, Chungus. I need to, I think, hold you in a slightly different position. Vinny scared me last night. Valentino. The way he was laying on some plant leaves, I thought he was dead for a minute. I'm like, what? It's like, oh no. And then the fucker moved. I'm like, he was like statue still. I'm like, really? Faked me out. He's such a punk. Okay. Chungy, chungy, chungy. I almost thought about pulling an all-nighter on Chungy last night. I was having such a hard time sleeping and getting comfortable. The pillow seems to be pissed off at me now, even more so than it was. And I don't know how to fix it now. It still feels empty when I'm laying on it, and I don't understand. Like, not as bad, but it still feels like there's fluff missing. So, yeah, I was starting to get frustrated, and I was like, maybe I should just get up. But then I didn't want Momo getting extra fussy because I got up. Because sometimes he does demand when I go to bed. Or dictate when I go to bed. He's like, nope, you have to go to bed now. We're just gonna do a simple dinner tonight. So I'm not feeding them for Christmas now. Husband.
Huh?
I'm not feeding them for Christmas now?
No.
Okay. 2. We're slowly chipping away here. On the Chungasaurus Express. Alright. You alright?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Probably gonna have to add a little bit more to the other side of this, yeah, because it doesn't go quite all the way, so I'll just double up on that part down in there. Like, I want to overlap just a little so that our seams aren't too crazy. Oh, excuse me. All right. We might get the underside finished in this session. So I'm trying to move a little bit faster, but at the same time, I can only move so fast with this stuff and still have it look good. You know? Alright. Let's hold you from this angle. It's a little bit more comfortable. Alright. Sometimes I get bored working on the same color for so long, which is why sometimes I will change up where I'm working at. Even when we're doing the Bob Ross stuff, sometimes it can get a little tedious when we're on like one color filling the background in for a while. When we're doing the black canvas ones, sometimes. Alright. A bit more fluff and stuff. I'm probably still gonna have to refill this bag by the time we're done. Probably. I like to keep the bags topped off because I never know if I'm going to need that color on the next project. And it's easier just to keep it at the ready. So then I don't have to spend a day or two getting all the colors ready. We can just jump on in. Alright, so let's get this worked into here. We are getting there. I mean, we're starting to make it around our back leggies. Slowly, but we are. The incense burner is going now. But I also have the lid a little more offset. Okay. Oh, Kofi Bot's here. Hi, Kofi Bot. How are you today? Okay. Still no word from Joann's. I had to email them again this morning, hoping somebody will answer my emails. I was actually trying to find a phone number to call, and I got distracted when it said, oh, something about communications or something, and there was a thing that said chat. I'm like, oh, do we have a live chat on the website? That'll work. And then it put me on the email form, and then I just started filling out the email form again. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, fine, I'll give it one more chance on the email. We'll see what happens with this now. And I debated just canceling the rest of it to be done with it at this point. But then I'm afraid if I do tell them to cancel it, that they'll end up charging it and shipping the rest of it. And then she's gonna already readjust her bank account back to what it should be with the order canceled. So I don't fucking know what to do. I really wanted those colors. Might have to find someplace else to order from. I really don't want to order from them again after this experience. 3 times, 3 issues. I was trying to see if when I emailed them this time if I was going to get the same kind of auto response, and I haven't yet. So now I wonder if somebody actually did open my email the last time and just gave a cheeky response instead of actually helping me. Because it kind of felt like it was an auto response, but I also feel like if it was an auto response, I should have gotten the same auto response by now. And I didn't. We'll see. All right. We're starting to emerge closer to the tail here. So progress is being made. So once we get the top of, or the bottom of the shell done, then we'll move on to the top of the shell, I think. Wasn't sure if I should work on the legs next before we do the top, but I kind of want to break from the super awkward angles. So I kind of want to get our shell done. So then I can put our shell colors away. Okay. So did like school start Christmas break already? Because traffic's been kind of light. It seemed kind of quiet, like around 7 a.m. when I took Momo out. It was kind of weird. Why was your mom asking if we were doing gifts on Christmas Eve? Husband?
Uh-huh.
Why was your mom asking if we do gifts on Christmas Eve?
She's just asking.
Because she's not going to be here. She's going to be at her sister's.
I don't know.
Okay. So, man, it was like down in the 20s last night, and now it's up to 50. I just don't understand this crazy ass weather at all. Okay. So, get this tucked into here. Getting closer to being done this color. Woohoo! Slowly, slowly, slowly. Partially my own fault because I am overlapping a bit. But the overlapping a bit is helping with the seams and stuff, so it does end up working in our favor. I hate getting an itch that I can't reach. And I don't know if it's the shirt. Okay. Hang on. Not that. Sorry, I'll be right back. 1 second. One second. Let's go here. Nope, I'm having trouble finding something to listen to. Let's go here. All right. So, let's see about getting the rest of this color tapped into here. So we're working on the underside of Chungus. Now we're not done with the aqua color, that like turquoisey color. We're not done with that yet. We're gonna come back with that in a few minutes. As soon as we get the rest of this color filled in through here. And we're getting there. Big question is, am I going to get this done in time? And I don't know. Don't know. Oh, did you give my lunch?
Yeah.
Okay. She was getting mad at me when I was playing with her feet earlier. Just trying to move her feet joints around. She was starting to thump her tail at me. I'm like, oh, we're getting sassy. When do we need to try to give her that other food?
I was going to give her at least a few more days.
Okay. Like, I just didn't know if she was getting enough out of the puree alone.
I mean, she's been trying to head for the fucking crunchy cat food. We could try it.
I mean, if it works, it works tonight. It doesn't, it doesn't. Alright. So, a bit more of our fluff. A little bit of water, just because this one gets a little unruly sometimes. It wants to go in every direction but the one I want it to go in. Okay, so just need to try to get that attached there up against the aqua color. So right now we're using the color Macron. From Paintbox, Simply Chunky. And I thought Paintbox was exclusive to Lovecrafts. It is not. When I was trying to find someplace else that I might try to order yarn from next, I saw another website that wasn't Lovecraft that had their super Simply Chunky. And I was like, huh. Like, okay. Wasn't carrying all of their options, but they had some of them. So I did find that semi-interesting. I was like, well, I was wrong. That's only the second place I've ever seen it. I don't even remember what site it was now. but I couldn't sleep. So I was kind of trying to find something to occupy my brain with. You okay?
Yeah, just walking carefully. Just steady.
Oh, last night you didn't seem to think about it.
Well, I thought of it today, so.
Oh. He was cleaning last night, and a couple of times he like stepped hard down on the floor. Okay. So I'll get this all... What? Okay. Well, we'll get that one pulled off because it didn't want to hang out with the rest of it, I guess. I guess how that's gonna work. Alright. Alright, so again, I'll try to get up against our aqua color here that's kind of edging our shell bottom. Sorry if the angles are a little awkward to see sometimes. But like I said, I am the one with the sharp implement in my hand. So I kind of need to make sure I can see from the angle that I'm holding it at. Okay. This one was a little thick. And here, like, we can go deeper. Don't really need to go deeper there. If I go a little bit deeper, I'm gonna have to slow down just a little bit. Okay. Alright, so we're over here now. So we're on the other side of the legs. Oh my goodness, it took an hour. I feel like we're standing still, trying to get you finished. I feel like we made more progress, or faster progress, making your shape. Mr. Dino. Gotta say. We definitely need to start trying to pick up the pace here if at all possible. We're never gonna get done in time. I mean, this is a larger piece of real estate, so maybe it's being a little bit deceiving with how much time it's taking. But I still have to do the top of the shell. And I have no idea how long the limbs are gonna take. So I'm a little bit worried that we're not gonna be done in time. Just a little bit. Okay. So, alright. Trying to see where we're at here. Trying to keep us a little bit even if possible. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Kofi Bot's having fun. Chatting with itself. Okay. Sometimes we gotta take a break for a minute here and there. Okay. Well, I could probably close that. Okay. Forgot I had a window open that we don't necessarily need open. I wonder if it's still going to possibly rain this weekend. I gotta find out when they're doing our next trash pickup. Because they had a funky pickup for trash on Thanksgiving. So I don't know what to expect for Christmas, because our trash pickup is Christmas Day, so obviously it's not getting picked up Christmas Day. I don't know if they're picking up a second time on Friday, or if we're just not getting picked up until Tuesday, or are we getting picked up on Wednesday? Like, I don't know. I hope they're picking up recycling in the morning. I haven't seen anything about that. I guess I need to go and check the city's website for the holiday pickup schedule. Haven't seen anybody saying anything on Facebook. They usually do. When it's gonna be drastically out of the norm. Come on now. Why are you being so fussy here? Okay. Okay. I feel like that didn't fully end up where it was supposed to. Alright. So, all of the fluff that we... Oh wow, yeah, you totally went crazy there with the direction. Well, maybe it didn't go that far afield. Okay. That's probably not too bad. Okay. Alright, Chungus. We're trying to make some progress here. Chungy's not making it easy. Alright, so how's everybody doing? Everybody doing alright? Welcome to Will Chungy Get Done in Time? I'm not so sure, because Chungy's taking a bit of time here. So hope everybody's having a good day. I know this is not a normal stream day for us, but trying to get this guy done. And the more streaming I do, the less editing I have to do. So I don't know if we'll be back tonight. I might have to record tonight. Mostly because we have to deal with an issue with our bathroom sink later. And I don't know how long that's gonna take. So just kind of putting that out there ahead of time. I don't think I'll be back tonight. If I am cool, I don't think I will be. Alright, just grabbing a bit more fluff and some water. And just kind of getting Chungus figured out here. So we're almost done the solid color. On the underside. Where did you go?
Nope, I went and had a little bit of food.
Oh.
Oh, it's so damn cold.
Alright, do I need to put the space heater on?
No, is it going to be too hot for you?
I'll try to make it not be.
Well, don't worry about that.
No, it's alright. I can point it that way. I mean, I'm a little chilly, but my long sleeve shirt was pulling on my neck funny, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just be a little bit cold then. My neck's not been happy these past couple of days. Let's see if I can turn you guys this way. I'm not sure which is less loud. It being right next to the microphone, or it being like the microphone being slightly behind it. Let's try that. Hopefully that's not too obnoxious. If it is, let me know and we'll figure out something else. The husband will have to put pants on or something.
What's going on?
Do you not have pants on?
Yeah, I have pants
Oh, you
on.
did put some on? When I saw you earlier, you were in shorts. And see, it's weird because my feet almost feel sweaty. Almost.
You got those fuzzy pants on again?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's some fuzzy pants.
It could be. Like, my arms are cold. And I can't tell if my feet feel cold or sweaty. So, I'm not sure. But I have socks on, but the socks aren't that great. Like, socks themselves don't normally keep my feet warm. But I can't sleep in socks because then my feet feel trapped. Which is weird. Like, I don't know how people sleep with socks on. I don't know how they do it. It's very rare that I can sleep in socks, and if I start out sleeping in socks, halfway through the night I end up ripping them off. Like, get off thee! Alright, so. I don't know, it seems loud from the back. It seems louder from the back side. You know, I think it is louder from the back. Sorry about that. We'll go with it in that direction then. I didn't realize it was that loud from behind. Let's try that. Alright. So. Alright, so we got just this little bit left here that we have to finish coloring. A little bit. I mean, I say a little bit. It's really not a little bit. It's not a football field either, but we definitely still have some ground to cover here. Okay, so we got this piece slowly worked in here. Okay. So we're only overlapping just a little bit. Probably a good thing I didn't try to finish the stomach last night. Probably would have been there till midnight. Oh, I got a little bit of water on our pad there. It must have dripped off my finger. I think we're okay though. Don't think it'll be too much of an issue. So we're probably gonna have to start like doing smaller strips in here, because I keep coming in on an angle there. The one section I was able to kind of correct it, but I went back and did it again without realizing it. My gosh, this fluff looks white until we start stabbing it in. This is crazy. So I don't want to miss anything here. Make sure that we are attached, because this is our top coat, so to speak. I mean, I know it's only the underside, but still needs attention. Underside still needs love. Alright, Chungus. Do I have any more back there? No. Okay. Just making sure. That's gone out. Slide that over there now. Oh. Can't even hold on to it with a little bit of water. Alright. Just want to make sure that we are getting our seam filled in, like right up on the aqua, so we don't have any weird gaps in there. Oh, Chungus, we're almost done this color. Almost! At least the yarn's a much better texture to feel than the polyfill. The polyfill is very rough and scratchy. Kind of like reminds me of like a rough rope or something. Do you need to open the curtain to the room to get the heat from the other rooms to come in here?
The other room isn't really much warmer.
I'm surprised it's that cold in here, because it's 50-some degrees outside.
It certainly doesn't feel 50-something degrees outside.
Slowly, slowly chipping away. I'm like, oh yeah, look how much progress we made. Then I look at the time and I'm like, oh. I don't know if that really counts as progress. I mean, I guess it does, but... Sorry, I'm trying to change what song we were listening to. Well, what song I was listening to. Like I said, you guys can't listen to this, and I don't have any stream safe music right now. And I never trust it's gonna remain stream safe. It's not something I really want to get burned by right now. Okay, just picking up a little bit of water. Alright, so where are we gonna put this guy? Alright, probably over here. Start to get you in against this seam. Alright. We were a little crooked over here. Just want to make sure that we get that cleaned up. All right. So, let's see. Alright, so that can kind of zigzag that direction. Probably could have used a smaller piece in there. But we'll make this work now. With this size, that's fine. Okay. Getting this worked into here. That is a little bit of a lighter section right there. Huh. I might have to patch that section too. Just a little bit. I don't know if that was just thin. Or if that was a section that had more white to it. This I do not know. I think that was a cat. Kind of sounded like it might have been Ed.
Yes. And there's going to be a wheezy noise that's going to be the sound of your husband using his nose thing. Okay.
Is it that bad? Do you just need to do a neti pot?
I'm leery about doing them now, which is why I'm doing this.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, this is a sterile thing that's in a contained bottle.
Yeah.
The pot is not nearly as sterile.
Okay.
And I am bypassing, like, a lot of natural defenses against illness.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want I want to use the more sterile option.
Okay. Do you need to get that other stuff that was like that aloe-y?
What?
Do you need to get the one that had like the aloe in it? That,
no.
to keep
I didn't
it
know
from...
they had that. That sounds disgusting.
No, listen, that stuff that you were trying to make me use to keep my nose from bleeding. Do you need to use some of that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That gel just did not help me. All it did was burn. And my nose was still bleeding. Okay. So yeah, definitely glad that we fluffed some of this last night. We would have been out at this point. And we would have had to stop and fluff some on the fly. Alright, Chungus. We need to put this about there. So like I said, I'm not sure if that was just a bit of the way the whiter shades in this macron color were distributed in that particular bit of fluffing. Or if that was in fact a thinner section by the time we got everything tapped in. But we're gonna do this right the first time. Because we're coming back over this with another color, putting in our seams and like our segments, I guess, on our underside. So I'd rather not have a thin spot show up when we start that. So okay. So we can have a little bit of a smaller piece now. Doesn't have to be like super small, but okay. Start to work on this side now. Alrighty. Getting closer! We might actually get this underside finished on stream this afternoon. That would be great. Even greater if my neck didn't feel like it was trying to lock up, but hey. I'll take one of those two. If I can't have both. Okay, so that definitely seems like that's a thin spot there. We can take care of that here in just a minute. Alrighty. Chungus, we're getting there. We're getting there, Chungasaurus. At least on this part. Ooh, I almost spilled that. That wasn't good. Can't get that excited, Chungus. Fill this part in here. So we're almost there. I will say, I am sort of glad that we made sure that our base was compacted and pretty tight, but at the same time, it also takes a little more time to put our color into. Now some people just make it out of the main color, but that was gonna be a fuck ton of yarn. So that's kind of why we're doing it this way. If it was a smaller critter, I would have just used the yarn color that we were gonna go with from the beginning. Okay. So, let's see. Tack this line here. That way that's overlapping a bit. Without getting a little too carried away. Seeing here, I think we've kind of got that sort of evened up now. Maybe. Let's see here. Oh, Chungus, I'm so excited. We've got like a little bit more left to go. And we'll be done with this color and we can move on to a different color. Okay. Get this stabbed into here. Isn't it? There we go. These headphones have an option to change tracks on them. And apparently I wasn't holding it in the right spot. Alrighty, did I have any more fluff? Or was that the last bit of that floating around? Okay. Alright, so now now we need to stretch for a second. Okay. Stretching is good. I guess I can put that back over there now. This is going to be a little bit big for in here, but I think we'll be okay here. I think we'll be okay. Alright, so I think, yeah, we're kind of in camera still. Like I said, sometimes it's a little awkward to keep the camera angle 100% of the time, depending on what angle I need to be at to see. some angles are a little bit easier than others. Sometimes my hand's going to be in the way. But I need to know where our sharp needle is, so sometimes that's just the way it's gonna be. Alright, so this section covered up here. We're getting there. Maybe 1, 2 more pieces on this color. And then we'll be done with the macron. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get in along the seam here. Of our bottom shell, so it's going to be a little difficult to see that particular spot. Alright, so we are using acrylic yarn for anybody that's new here. Traditionally, people use roving of some sort, but you can do acrylic yarn if you have like a wool allergy or what have you. For figurines, a lot of the times people will use armature wire to help stabilize it. We didn't do that this time. And I think there's like core roving you can get to use as your base if you don't want to use up all of your colored roving. We just used polyfill this time. I was doing an experiment. I had it. I knew I could needle felt it from a previous project. So I was like, well, I don't know if I can make a figurine out of it, but I have used it previously. Cat hair everywhere. So our white stuff here, that's the fiberfill, polyfill, whatever you want to call it. And our colored stuff at the moment is acrylic yarn. You do have to do some prep work with it if you use acrylic yarn, because it's going to come, you know, already twisted in its crochet knitting ready state. And to get it ready, you just cut some lengths of it and either use hand cards or like a pet grooming brush. To comb through your strands that you've cut to kind of rip out all of the twisting that was done so that you've got it back to the fibery bits here. And if your roving or your yarn fluff is being a little wild on you and kind of going in every which direction, you can use a little bit of water on it. Not a ton. We're not doing wet needle felting. That's a whole nother animal. Or wet felting. We are doing the dry kind here. So just like damp enough to just kind of get all your strands to behave. Oh, why is this? Oh, okay. I had the seam from our finger guy digging in there. These are finger coats, finger protectors that we've got on 2 of these fingers. It kind of helps a little bit so you don't haul off and stab yourself too badly. I have stabbed into them before, and it still hurts if you do it, but your injury is not nearly as bad as if you had done it full force without them. So I do recommend them. They do make my fingers sweat though. And these ones are showing a little bit of wear, so I should probably replace them at some point. Kind of like a fake leather. Alrighty. Get this put into here, and then we got one more little piece left, I think. And then we can move on to our seams, or adding the middle seams, I guess. We have the outer seams done. Okay, so one last bit here, just cover up that last little nub. Okay. All right. So, this into here. Okay. So this put into here. Alright, Chungus, I really need to see this section here. This is at just the right angle to be super, super awkward in this spot. Alright, there's gotta be a... Okay. So, excuse the Chungus ass for a second. Oh, you can't even really see it. Alright, I guess we'll come back into this way. Just trying to make sure that our seam is good in these tight, awkward spots here. Sometimes you have to be quite the contortionist. Now, we could have tried to put the color on before we attached everything. I didn't though, because I kind of figured we were gonna have to make some adjustments as everything was getting attached. So while it might have been easier to do the color before attachment, I'm kind of glad we didn't, because we definitely bulked out the underside here. We added quite a bit more fiber to it. Alright, just have to finish securing this, which is why I keep touching it. I'm trying to feel if anything's loose, if it has a different density to it, just to make sure that we've gotten it all tagged down here. Sometimes it can be a little hard to tell if you've missed a spot. Sorry if you hear the typing in the background, it's the husband working on something. Just in case you're new here. Alright, Chungy. I think we're done with that color. Give me that. So yeah, I'm still gonna have to top off this bag, but oops, before it gets put back. Not bad. Okay. We're definitely gonna have to top off the aqua. We don't have a whole lot of that left in our bag here. Okay, I'm just gonna pull off some bits of that, and we're gonna make our fiber sneaks. So this one I kind of want to be a little bit tighter. Sorry, it's been so dry here lately, even though it rained the other day, the air is still pretty dry with like the heat running and everything. taking a little bit more water just to get everybody a little more cooperative here. Okay. So, I'm going to put that about there. I'm going to try to lightly twist this. Don't know if this will work for a second pair of hands for me or not. Probably won't. But we're gonna try. And it doesn't need to be like perfectly straight. But we're gonna try to keep that somewhat. Yeah, I had a feeling that was just gonna start like ripping it forward. So that's okay. See, that's why I generally try to hold it down with my finger gently so it doesn't get too carried away. It's kind of even, but probably more off center than not. 'Cause it is me. And most of the stuff I do ends up coming out crooked, so at this point I've just kind of learned to accept it to a degree. Alright. So sometimes twisting it can also help. You don't want to twist it like super tight though. If you twist it too tightly, then it's gonna be kind of a nuisance to get the needle through it again. You alright? You okay?
Mm-hmm.
It was very sudden.
Sorry, stretching.
Okay. Alright, so getting this added in here. Alright, so I don't know if that really helped or not. It probably didn't. In the grand scheme of things. So now we are stabbing into our base color yarn that we just put down and into our fiber fill. Okay. Just trying to make sure that we're not getting too crooked here. Because you never know. I might start veering off at a weird angle, and if I can at least try to keep it in check, we can be a little wobbly. That much is okay. Just don't want to get too carried away here, because that's not going to do us any favors. Okay. Alright. Grab our next bit of fluff here. And just getting a little bit of water to make it a little bit easier to make our fluff snake here. Probably a little thick. The whole thing was probably a little bit thick, but oh well at this point. Alright, so it's kind of anchored there. Alright, we're gonna pretend that's gonna hold that in place. It's not really, but we're gonna pretend. Again, I don't want this twisted real tight, because then we're not gonna be able to stab through it very easily. I think we're somewhat even here. Somewhat being the key phrase. We can kind of like slide it over a little bit if need be. Carefully, if we work on an angle, but that's not always an easy task. So I hope everybody's doing okay today. And I thank you for popping in to check out the saga of the Chungasaurus. As we are trying to see if we can get Chungy finished in time for Christmas. Don't know if it's gonna happen. That piece got a little thick there. So I'm just trying to come in at a little bit of an angle, seeing if we can maybe try to tighten that up a little bit. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can't. And if I can't get it any tighter, then that's just the way it's gonna be. I probably would have had to thin that out a little bit more. Before we really before we really got going. So you're gonna see me touching it a lot. I'm just trying to feel if it's loose. Because sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to tell if you've gotten all of your fluff tacked down just by sight alone. So sometimes you need to come back in. Alright, we can take this guy out. You okay?
Yeah. Tired.
Sorry.
It's okay.
What time did you get up?
Well, it depends on which time, but,
What do you mean, which time?
I got up and was mobile at 8.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what time you were telling me about the sink, but I remember having that discussion. It took me a while to fall asleep after that.
Oh, it sounded like you fell back asleep right away to me. That would have been about, like, 3:34.
Yeah, and that would be why I'm tired.
Sorry. Or was that 7? That might have been 7.
Might have been 7, I'm not sure.
That must have been 7.
3 o'clock was taking him out, right?
No, I took him out at 7.
What was the 3 o'clock one?
I just had to get up and go to the bathroom. That's when I had the problem with the sink.
Okay, then yeah, then I woke up for that. You came in and immediately told me about the sink.
Well, see, I had taken him out at 7, and then I took Zuzu out, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and I think it was while I was in the bathroom that Momo got fussy about his blanket, and that woke you up. Because when I came back in, he was covered, and he wasn't covered when I walked out.
Yeah.
So that was at 7.
I could have sworn I woke up at 3 too.
I don't know if you did or not.
I thought I woke up to you not being in the room. But I could be wrong.
Well, I was gone for like 20 minutes dealing with the sink, so... But if you're gonna lay down, then I'm gonna turn the space heater off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there's our middle seam there. Yes, KofiBot, I know you're in the chat. Please pardon KofiBot. KofiBot doesn't really have a specific chat timer on them. They just kind of have a pre-designated timer on them. Whew. I think it's very interesting that this time I didn't even get an automated response from my email. Okay. So, I think we'll do a segment here. It's going to be a little bit easier to control this. So I can have my one hand holding Chungus stable and in the right place to hold this guy that we are attaching now. Okay, we might have to do a snipping here, and that's okay. Alright, Chungus. Try not to make this too complicated. Okay. So we'll get that bit there. Okay, where's my scissors? Okay. This definitely has to get re-tacked down, or finished being tacked down. Okay, so we need another one. And this one's gonna be up here. This one's gonna be a little bit more difficult to see, I think. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So we'll work on getting this part attached in here. Like, we're not gonna have a huge number of these things. We're gonna have a couple. Sorry, my scissors are tapping on the desk. I know my hand's in the way. I'm trying to get it out of the way. But there's only so much I can do about that. Because I gotta be able to get in there to do the thing. I wonder how cold it's gonna get tonight. I have not yet checked. Don't be surprised if Zuzu wanders in a minute. I think I just heard my mom get up from her nap. Unless the cats are fucking about. Which is possible. They've been very fucky abouty today. Alright. This worked into there. Alright, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to trim that again. But that worked out pretty good, pretty good. Okay, come here, Chungus. I need that. Okay, so we got a smaller piece here. I've got my cup of water sitting underneath of my monitor, so that's why I keep reaching up there at the moment. There he is. Hi, buddy. Is Daddy on the bed? Oh, careful. Is Dad on the bed? Can you get up? Check his butt.
It's a little red, yeah.
It looked more than a little red. I don't know if that's a hot spot or not. No, he wants to go potty. That's why he's here.
Too bad.
Alright, so let's see. Where do we want? We want this one to go here. Just give me 1 second, Suzu. Hold on, bud. Come here. Alright, I gotta take the dog out. I will be right back. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. He was dicking around. Sorry, guys. He was taking a sweet old time. And then he wanted to go on an expedition across the entire backyard. And I'm like, no, no, no. No, Moms doesn't have time for this. Any other time, when I'm not in the middle of something, you just be. Today, no. Of course not. Why would we just be? Alright, so we are working on the husband's Christmas present. It is a needle felted figurine. Its name is Chungasaurus. It's part dinosaur, part turtle, part dog, part cat. It's kind of an inside joke between the two of us, for the most part. So it's not really a full-on real creature. We made the base of our Chungasaurus, as we are calling him, out of polyfill. And now we are coming back and adding the coloring back on. And hello and welcome. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Otakuman? I feel like Otak is going to be easier.
Spell it.
Otakuman.
It's Otaku Man.
Otaku Man?
Otaku? I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Otaku Man?
It's a Japanese name for nerd.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otaku. There we go. Otaku.
Otaku.
Sorry, I was half asleep.
Okay. I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
That's what I'm for.
Sorry, I apologize if you're still here. Sorry I had to run like that, but that doggo's very impatient. And if I didn't get him out right that second, he was gonna walk away. And he's usually a little bit better about going potty. A little bit faster. But he seemed more interested in jumping all over the husband. And then he like wanted to go across the street, and I'm like, buddy, we can't go on a whole hike here. I ain't got time for the hike. Not right now. We'll go later. Of course, later he's probably not gonna want to go. Alright, so hope you are doing well, Otaku. If you're still here. Alright, so we are working on finishing up the underside, because that took quite a lot of time to get that color laid in there on the stomach. Sorry, I'm just trying to thin this out a little bit. I don't need this to be super thick, so poor Chungy's head's getting all kind of twisted everywhere. Alright, so we'll put you there. So let's I'm gonna twist this sort of. Excuse me. Okay. Don't want it twisted real tight, because then I'm gonna have trouble getting the needle through there as we are stabbing on in, and basically kind of like force weaving it into the other layers here. Did he leave?
Mm-hmm.
He's such an ass. That dog. Let me move that so I'm not tapping it. And poor Momo woke up in the middle of the chaos and he's like, what? What's going on? Okay, that needs a little bit more. Of a layer there. I'm probably gonna have to take that back across because that got a little too thin there. So we don't normally stream on Tuesdays. Our normal stream days are, well, at least as of right now, are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. But because we're kind of getting down to the wire here on getting this guy done in time, I figured, well, if we stream it, it's less I have to record, right? So, unless I have to edit, maybe. Maybe, kind of, sorta. So, I don't know if we're going to be back again tonight after dinner. Probably not. I might have to record tonight. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling and how long it takes us to do something that we need to do later. We'll see. But I usually post on Twitter when I'm about to go live, so you can follow there if you are enjoying yourselves. We do art on Sunday and Monday normally, and then on Thursday right now we're doing Coral Island, and Friday and Saturday we're doing Planet Zoo. So Friday we have a Planet Zoo game where we're building the zoo, spinning a random wheel with different items thrown on the wheel to help us figure out what we're going to do next. And if we land on an animal, then I just use the random animal generator to give us something to build off of. We just finished our Leaping Lizard house last Friday. So this week we will be spinning the wheel again for that. And then Saturday's Planet Zoo right now, we're doing a challenge zoo against the husband. And we're on the same map setup, and we have the same building rules, but we try to see who does it better under the rules that we've predetermined for ourselves. Like, we're following the same rule set. Alright, So what do you think? One more maybe? Like right here, I think probably. Probably good. Ah, no, that's not good. That's not good at all. I don't need you to be pulling apart there. And then occasionally we'll look at other stuff. Like once in a while we'll do 76. We don't do it as much as we used to. And we usually stream at like 2 in the afternoon, sometimes 1 Central. And we go to about 4:30 p.m. Central. And should be a link to all the socially things down below. So the Twitter, the YouTube, the Instagram, and the Kofi. That's gonna need a little bit there. That got a little short. Kind of worried about that happening. Yeah, probably gonna have to put just a little tiny strip to extend that over from that direction. Alright, so we need to finish attaching this section here. We're gonna try to, at least. So we will see. So I hope you are doing well, Otaku. If I'm pronouncing that right, I hope I am. Okay. So, need just a teeny bit more of this, and then this color. Fluff everywhere. Okay, so this color we're gonna put back in that bag. Let me hang this color up and out of the way. Okay. A little bit more of our water here, just to make this cooperate a little bit better. Oh gosh, this is going to be so much bigger than it really needs to be. Alright, there's just a little bit of a thin gap right there where it just didn't quite make it all the way to the edge seam. And then I think the underside will be looking pretty good. And we'll be able to move to the other side here. We might try to go till 4:30 today. We're having a simple, or a somewhat simple dinner. That shouldn't take too long. Got a little, what is this? A little fleck of dirt or something in there. Chungy fell on the floor by accident. Last night I'd put him up on something. And then I heard a thud and I was like, what? And Chungus tried to escape, so. Alright, so there's our underside seaming. Kinda looks turtly under there. Alright, now. Our backside. I think we can move our, oh, I forgot that was in there. Let me put my pen away. So it doesn't take a walk. I'm gonna move our mat for just a minute. Alright, so the top color of Chungus here is gonna be this camel color. And then we're gonna trim out the top section of the shell in like a chocolate brown. So this color will probably be a lot easier to see going in. So where do we want to start? Do we want to start on the chungy butt? Or do we want to start on the chungy? Alright, I guess we're going to start down here. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to do the legs last, because I still haven't decided if I'm going to put in the armature wire on the legs when we're done. Haven't figured out if we're going to need it yet. We'll see. Alright, so this section's going in a lot quicker because this area wasn't as tightly compacted when we were doing our final fill out. But the good thing about this color is that I should be able to see any thin spots that are going to be a problem as we go a little bit easier. Because like that macron green that we were using on the other side, it was very, very white. It was very white green. Seemed like there was a lot of white base into it, so it was a little difficult to see. And our needle is going in pretty good in this section. However, I do see some thin stuff here. So we're gonna edge this in the chocolate, and then we're gonna do another edge of chocolate around in there. Now I do have to be careful down here about where I'm holding it, mostly because this is a thinner section down here, so I have to keep my hands out of there because I'm not sure if the needle's gonna go through in some spots. So I might have to put a tiny piece of wire in each leg joint, like sideways, and I might put a little piece of wire up the legs. It depends on how adding the color to the legs goes, because we might be able to tighten everybody up with the color. Right now Chungus is just kind of all over the place, and I might, if I have time, I might add some grippies to the feet, just like some non-stick, in theory, grippies. I've got some puffy paint, like the three-dimensional t-shirt paint. Do they still call it puffy paint anymore? I don't know, it's just what I know that they called it when I was younger. Alright, so we'll get this tacked into here. Yeah, we're gonna have to add some more on that side for sure. Sorry, we were a little off camera there. Okay, so we need a little bit of a patch here. I don't know why everything feels so staticky today. I'm having a hard time gripping at everything. Alrighty, so this aqua that we have the edge done on the underside and the camel color, those guys look pretty good next to each other. I haven't decided on what our dino color is gonna be just yet. I mean, we could go like bright flamingo pink. And keeping up with the channel colors. I think I've got a pink that might be appropriate, or we could go with a blue. Haven't decided yet. Not fully. Could go bright flamingo pink with yellow spots, or like yellow stripies. In some spots. I was originally like thinking pink and purple, but maybe pink and yellow. Although yellow might get dirty real fast. Only thing with that color is that it shows like every speck of dirt. Alright. So, get this here. Alright, you guys can kind of see, I think. So I'm going to try to overlap just a little bit, like we were doing on the underside. We actually might need the chungy mat here. That might make things a little bit easier. Excuse me. That way I can see, you can see, kinda. Yeah, we're definitely tightening up our fiber fill because I can see where this piece is sticking out. And the rest of it's being a little bit more tightened, I guess. Streamlined. Okay. So everybody's getting ready for whatever holiday you are celebrating. And if you've already celebrated and finished, I hope it was a good one. And for this year just doesn't really feel that Christmassy to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we haven't had any snow, although we don't usually get that much snow here. It might just be because of the amount of stress we've been under. Because at this point, I'm not so sure we're going to hear anything until January. You were snoring and then all of a sudden you start talking. So, I don't know, it just hasn't really felt like Christmas this year. Hard to describe or explain, I guess. I don't know. I've just had so much going wrong lately. Still not really sure if the cat's gonna be okay after her surgery. We're trying to get her back on her feet. We're trying. We'll see how that goes. I mean, she's still being sassy. And she's still wanting to eat, so... Those are probably fairly good signs, but, you know, we'll see. Okay, so we haven't hit up the other side just yet. We'll get back over there in just a minute. This side's a little bit awkward because of its size, like its shape here. we'll see if we can get this guy evened out here a bit. I'm probably gonna have to fluff more of this camel tonight at the very least, because I don't think I've got enough. Well, I mean, we might have enough left. I don't know. If I end up recording later, then I'll just take the bag down till it's empty and fluff it then, but we'll see. Like, if we're going to be on stream with it, I'd rather have it ready to go. Although, I guess you guys wouldn't mind seeing fluffing, although it's really super boring. Because you're just brushing out the bits of yarn. So it's nothing too exciting. But it is a little bit of excitement here that we're now working on the top part of the shell. I think it's exciting. But maybe I'm just excited to be working on a different color now. That's entirely possible. Like I said earlier, I tend to get bored if I'm on one color too long. Okay, so gonna grab some more fluff and stuff. And I just like to kind of roll it up so it's a little bit thicker. Oh, Chungus, your leg there. It's getting all kinds of beat up. Okay. So, he's a little bit more difficult to work with on this angle here. Again, I need to be careful because this is a little bit of a thinner section. I don't want to end up going through the fluff and stabbing my hand. That wouldn't do me any favors whatsoever. Trying to be a little bit careful over here, especially because I'm trying to make sure we're up against our aqua color. Now we are going to edge it again in the chocolate. That's what it's called, chocolate brown. It's like a dark Van Dyke brown. If you're more used to like paint color references. I have it next to me. I can grab the bag here in just a second. Because I pulled it out yesterday thinking that we were going to get oh so far yesterday, and no we didn't. We did not get far at all. Sorry, it takes a little bit of fussing sometimes, of repeatedly tapping in the same area just to make sure that you've gotten all your little bits of fiber all interwoven down in there and that everybody's attached. Unless you're going for like a really super loose, messy, excuse me, extra fuzzy section. This I do not want to be fuzzy, like loose, like hairy fuzzy. Like, we're not looking for mohair teddy bear. Kind of want this a bit of a tighter section because, you know, it's the top of the turtle shell that's going to be encasing our dino here. Ooh, my stomach's growling. Alright. So yes, we're going to take the chocolate brown like around in here and around the edging right up against that that dark turquoisey aqua color. So I've got this piece of foam that I tied up and kind of have Chungy sitting on, just to kind of help stabilize him a little bit while we're working on him. Some sections I just needed it for the height, so I could get a better grip on him. And it was helping make some sections be a little bit more visible. Right now it's just causing a lot of bouncing. If I slow my hand down, it might not be quite so bouncy. Maybe. Sorry, this section in here is still kind of loose. I mean, it'll feel soft. That's fine. It's just, I'm looking for like loose fuzzes that are actually moving. What was that? Is there somebody in the window still?
Yes.
Sounded like one of the cats was about to be ill. Alright, so we're getting there, Chungus. Oh, Chungus, your front legs. And that leg still feels a little soft right there. But Chungus does stand on his own. I know it's hard to see him. I don't have a side camera view available. But our stomach's looking pretty good. Happy with how that's looking. And, you know, we're working on this section in here. But I do think I have to stop for now. I was going to go till 4:30, but I am starving. So, I might maybe be back tonight. I don't know yet. So turn your notifications on here to find out and give the channel a follow if you want to continue on with this project. I also archive the live streams over on the YouTube channel. It's the same name as here. There should be a link down below to it or on the About page. Oops, sorry. And it'll be on the Nisey Needle Felts playlist as well. So, you guys have a good evening. We might be back tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings. And I will catch you guys later.